This is Mohsin Hassan Bhatt. I am going to teach you about French Revolution. This is the chapter of class ninth. So guys, let us start. First of all, we need to know about revolution. What is revolution? Revolution means forceful overthrow of existing government in favor of new one. When any existing government is forcefully overthrown from his throne and in his place or her place a new government is set up, that can be termed as revolution. Forcefully an existing government is overthrown in favor of new government, that can be termed as revolution, or we can say this is a sudden change in political system of any country. Okay. The revolution that we can say French Revolution that occurred in 1789, 14 July 1789, it occurred in stages. Okay. The revolution in your book beginning with the statement that some people are demolishing the palace of Bastille or prison of Bastille in search of weapons. Local people who were living in France, they were demolishing Bastille fort in search of weapons. So why were they doing this? Because the Bastille was recognized as the symbol of despot. King was called as despot because he was cruel. So Bastille was his symbol. So Bastille can be recognized as the despotic symbol. Okay. So people try to destroy this, but and they destroyed even some prisoners, 5 or 7 were there. They released all of them. Okay. So during French Revolution, what kind of government was in France? There was monarchy ruled by one person. The ruler was Louis XVI. Louis XVI was the ruler. He belonged to the Bourbon dynasty. His wife was Marie Antoinette. Problem: when he ascended the throne, his age was 20 years, and he faced a serious problem, that was his treasury was empty. There was nothing in the treasury. Okay, and to compensate this problem, he tried to impose more and more taxes on people. Before knowing about taxes, what suggestions, what precautions, or we can say what measures adopted the ruler. Before that, we are going to study about structure of society. What was the structure of French society during 18th century? The French society was divided into three estates. The first estate comprising clergy, and second estate comprising nobility, and third estate was comprised by peasants and merchants. The first estate wherein clergies lived, that belonged to clergies. These people were privileged by birth, no taxes were imposed on them, and they were paid by birth. Okay, their life was luxurious. And the second estate was nobility. Nobles too were exempted from taxes and they were given privileges by birth. Okay. But the third estate, which comprising of peasants and merchants, all taxes were levied on them. Okay, they were not given any kind of privileges, and they were not on higher positions. So in short, I can say this was most exploited class during French Revolution. Most exploited third estate. Okay. So before I told you about the problem before king was empty treasury. So he had no money to give salary to soldiers, okay, to give basic necessities to his people, to make France a developed country. He does not have all the money. So what he did and why this problem occurred. First, we will see why this problem occurred. Empty treasury was due to many causes. The first cause was France. France declared war against Britain and waged the war that led to empty treasury of France. Okay, so France was financially crunched. Okay. Second, maintaining palace of Versailles. The French rulers, they were maintaining palace at Versailles, which cost a lot of amount. Okay, so this also led to the empty treasury. And the third reason was interest on war loans. During war with Britain, they took loans from various countries, and with the passage of time they could not repay loans, and with the passage of time accordingly the interest on such loans increased very high, they could not repay. Okay. and there were drafts too. People could not produce good. Okay, so to compensate all this, to compensate this empty treasury, what did ruler do? He decided to impose more taxes on people. He decided to impose more taxes on people. So for this he called a meeting at State General. This was like General Assembly. All the three states were meeting there. Okay, whenever the need occurred. This time the king also called on all the three states to have a meeting in State General. Okay, so 300 members from first estate, 300 members from second estate, and 300 members from third estate gathered in the assembly hall in the estate general for the meeting. Okay, each state has one vote. 300 members, but 300 members have only one vote. 300 members from first estate, 300 members from second estate, and 300 members from third estate. Okay, there the third estate, which was comprising of educated people, particularly they were inspired by the writings of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Montesquieu, and various other philosophers that occurred during 18th century in the French society. They were against the monarchy. Okay, so these people, what they did, they demanded that each member should be given one vote. Okay, not one state should be given one vote. This demand was not accepted by the king, and from there starts the French Revolution. Okay, thank you.